We welcome you back to Texas Stadium. Marv Albert, Sam Wyche, Randy Cross. Patriots and Cowboys tied at 6. First half, Emmitt Smith started slowly, then came on, but really took some pretty good shots. As a result, was forced to leave early.
Absolutely, Marv. And you look at the 3-play sequence that he really was involved in. He started to emerge. You know, there's one. He's delivering the blow. The second one, another great job by the offensive line. He delivers the blow to Lawyer Malloy. Now, the third one, Lawyer Malloy puts one right on that right shoulder, Sam.
Yeah, and they're running the ball well just that way. But without him, can they do it with Sherman Williams doing the running? It'll be the big question. And also, without him in there, the protection is a little bit different, too, when Troy tries to throw.
Well, Emmitt's one of the best blitz pickup backs in the league. That's where they'll miss him on the pass game.
And we're ready for the Dallas kickoff. Chris Bognon will kick away to Dave Meggett and Troy Brown. It has been a duel of field goals to this point. The biggest play, a 70-yard kick return by Herschel Walker. Meggett across the 20. Oh, he's taken down. He accelerated to the 30-yard line, and he was ripped down by Darren Woodson. A 17-yard return. Look at the Coors Light halftime statistics.
You make a great point about a field goal duel, Marv. I mean, here's a game with the #1 defense in the NFL in Dallas and a defense for New England people had some worries about and questions about. Dallas 100 yards, Sam, in the first half. I mean, that's some defense.
Well, that's defense. Look here. It's 144 to 100. You double that, and you're way below their average, both sides average. 16-plus minutes right here may be the difference right here. In a close game, it comes down to turnovers, field position, which is a function sometimes of special teams, but how long you can keep the other guy from coming out of his doldrums.
And on the kick return, John Burke, backup tight end, who sat out last week with an ankle injury. 4th round draft pick 3 years ago out of Virginia Tech. Shake it up. In the first half, Drew Bledsoe, 9 of 19, 83 yards, was intercepted once. And Troy Aikman, 8 of 12 for 83 yards. So neither quarterback able to get much going in the first half.
And also an interception for Troy Aikman, and they're making Aikman leave the pocket defensively, and they've sacked him. That's something Troy is not used to seeing, especially here at Texas Stadium.
In fact, they sacked him 3 times. Sabb, McGinnis, and Slade each coming up with sacks. There's Burke. Saw shaking his head as he headed to the Patriots sideline. And New England starts out at the 30-yard line. Curtis Martin with the big hole has a first down. A 19-yard run by Martin. George Teague made the stop.
And they come out looking like a spread-out 4-wide receiver look. Everybody's spread out. Of course, Coates is one man spread out. Keith Byars is another. But there's not much left inside. And the run coming right up the middle. George Teague is the last one left to make the tackle.
And remember, Dallas is fast. Don't go outside. Go in the gut.
So to the sideline, Sean Jefferson on the reception. That is his first, covered by Darren Smith and Deion Sanders.
You know, talking to the Patriots last night, Drew Bledsoe made the point. In fact, a lot of the guys brought up the point they weren't going to be intimidated. I kind of questioned myself, why are you bringing this up? Oh, he didn't bring it up. But they're not. These guys are taking it to him. Now, they haven't gone deep. They haven't challenged him down the field, but they're making the shorter stuff work.
Well, the Patriots want to show that they can win the so-called statement games, particularly after the loss to the Broncos. Martin this time is smothered, combination of Colbert and Hennings. New England has had 2 challenge-type games, and they lost both, to the Washington Redskins and the Denver Broncos. On the other hand, Dallas able to rescue its season by coming up big after the slow start as they beat Miami. They won in San Francisco in overtime. They beat Green Bay, and they beat Washington to turn it around.
And the Patriots have gotten speed bumps. Both times they had a challenge game by the Skins and the Broncos.
3rd and 3. That pass deflected. Intended for Glenn.
That's all set up by the blitz, though. I mean, they are coming after Bledsoe. They're blitzing a lot on the Dallas side. We've seen New England blitz a lot, and that's also set up by the fact that they're saying, okay, you want to try to go down the field? We're not going to give you the time to go down the field. We're bringing the blitz.
They brought 2 blitzers from the same side of the ball. They both came to the offensive left side. That left 1 short for the blockers.
And this is Kelvin Martin, 10th year in the NFL out of Boston College. Awaiting the punt from Tom Tupa. Looking to angle it. And Martin stepped away and is down inside the 15-yard line. 37-yard punt. The Cowboys back to the offense.
The NFL on NBC is brought to you by Genuine Chevrolet, the cars more Americans trust. By Radio Shack, you've got questions, we've got answers. By Priority Mail from the U.S. Postal Service. And by American Express. Help support the American Express Charge Against Hunger program.
Well, Emmitt Smith back on the field for this opening third quarter series for the Dallas Cowboys. Took the stinger to the right shoulder, was forced out. Aikman to throw on first down, and he has Irvin. Michael Irvin, covered by Ty Law. 5th catch for Irvin, and a Dallas first down.
Michael Irvin actually went past that 12 to 14-yard range. Right in here is where most defensive backs see the pattern start to break, either the inside or the outside. He goes about 16 to 18 yards deep. Breaks to the outside. Ty Law wasn't ready to move on.
Ty Law also fell down. Remember, you know, the sleet and the wet conditions, and it's cold. So John Dockery talked about the shoes and the cleats. We've seen a little bit of it there.
Yes, and the sleet is falling once again. Emmitt Smith with a short pickup met by the middle linebacker Ted Johnson. And there it is, right through the opening in the roof.
All the money down here, you'd think they'd have finished it.
Oh, you sound like a player now, boy. The only people getting sleeted on right here are the players. The fans are covered up.
I detect some bad feelings from those days with the 49ers and coming here to Dallas.
Nothing but bad experiences for me when I was playing here at Texas Stadium.
2nd down and 10 from the 29. And Aikman's pass was slightly off the mark, intended for the tight end Eric Bjornsson, but a flag is down. Sab on the coverage of Bjornsson, who's playing with those 2 injured ankles, and the call against New England.
Bjornsson may have pushed off.
Number 95 to the defense. 5 yards. Automatic first down.
The automatic first down moves the ball out to the 34-yard.
Well, there's Sam working right there on Bjornsson.
Oh, he's got him, too.
Got a hold of him.
That would be more than just a push-off.
And to this point, it has been a blank for both tight ends. Bjornsson has not caught a pass. Either has Coates. Jay Novacek, a key guy missing right throughout this Dallas attack. Darrell Johnston with the catch. That's his 3rd, taken down by Otis Smith, but short of the first down.
Well, Otis does not get the better part of this one, and look at what happens here. Darrell Johnston's concentrating on the ball. He's concentrating on the catch. Smith on the tackle. I got him. I guess I got him. I think he got me.
Well, it's 242 pounds of I didn't see you coming, I'll say that.
Otis Smith has worked his way into the starting lineup in front of Ricky Reynolds, bothered by an ankle problem. Here's Smith. A couple of yards short of the first down. Again, Ted Johnson makes the stop.
Okay, Randy, here's what they were doing in the first half. Running between the tackles with Emmitt Smith, just using those big offensive linemen, creating just enough of a crease to get him through the line. Without him, we wouldn't see it, but he's back there. I've noticed one thing on the earlier run. He doesn't lower his shoulders quite like he did. He's just probably painting a little bit from that shoulder.
3rd and about a yard. Smith has the first down.
Team was a little bit more upright that time. Earlier in the game, he was lowering his shoulders and exploding into the tacklers.
Well, if you remember back a couple years ago, this guy had a bad shoulder, had to play in the last game of the year against the Giants in Giants Stadium. People said, he can't play hard against them. He could barely carry the ball in his hand without being hit on it. This is a tough running back. And what he does smart when those shoulders are hurting, watch him at the end of the runs. He keeps both hands on the ball.
And Deion Sanders has split out for the first time. Split to the right side. And Aikman looking in that direction. We were told that Deion would not be in the game plan offensively because of the bad back. Might see some action in several plays. Well, this the first time he's been on the offensive side of the ball.
Notice that Otis Smith is sitting way outside of him, looking back inside. Deion said he might go out there just to loosen up, and if he's on that sideline too long, to keep that back loose, just to run off and run down the field. But he was the primary receiver.
Hey, but you have a bad back and you want to run a drive-off pattern like that, and you slip like that, that's got to hurt your back.
And you saw got off to the good start as a receiver, but very quiet in recent weeks. 2nd down and 10 for Dallas. And again, Aikman comes up incomplete, intended for Bjornsson, who was covered by Sam. Let's check in with John Dockery downstairs. John?
Thank you, Marv. A couple of things. I talked to Bill Parcells after the half, during the half, and he said expects a lot more from special teams. He's very disappointed the way they played, especially the Herschel Walker run back. I talked to Barry Schweitzer. He said offense, same problem all season long, no consistency, especially in the red zone.
All right, thank you, John. 6-6 game with 10 minutes remaining in the 3rd quarter. 9th play of the drive for the Cowboys. And Aikman with the sideline pattern. Kevin Williams has the first down and more. Covered by Otis Smith. It's a 14-yard advance.
And we're going to see more and more blitzing, trying to force them to throw quick. But they showed the blitz and didn't come, allowing a deep down the field pattern to develop like this. You know, when the corners know the blitz is on, they can cover tighter because there's not going to be that much time that they have to cover. The ball's got to go. But in this case, there was plenty of time for that pattern to develop.
And you're blitzing Troy Aikman, and he's able to stand back there, plant his feet, and make his throw.
First down at the New England 36-yard line in the hole for Emmitt Smith. Very tough to bring down. Law and Clay finally did the job.
You know, that completion just a moment ago, just prior to that, saw on the sideline that Bill Parcells was very upset, listening over the headset with what was being said, as if he heard a coverage call that he didn't want at that time. And then, of course, they make the big play.
Hey, and on that last big run, Sam, we talked about it already, that the cutback block, a great job by Mark Tuinei again. Watch Dallas. They're going to blast it inside, and the big blocks are backside.
Another Dallas first down at the New England 26. 11th play of this drive. Smith, and this time cut down from behind by Ted Johnson. Got him behind the line of scrimmage. Ted Johnson, a second-year man out of Colorado. 2nd-round pick a year ago. Leads the Patriots in tackles.
Hey, Ted Johnson again, remember? Watch the tapes, see the formation, run through. And when you run through, there's nobody to pick you up like that. They're allowing for you on the outside, not on the inside of a play.
We thought they were going to blitz a lot more in this half. That is the equivalent of a run blitz. When you see it, you're coming up on their side of the ball.
2nd and 10. Aikman with a bullet intended for Smith, who was pulled down by Johnson, and the crowd looking for interference calls.
But, you know, actually our umpire double clutched. He double clutched on the flag right there. You know, Scott Dawson's our umpire, and he looked like he wanted to go to the pocket. Watch the umpire, middle of the screen. You'll see Emmitt circle out, get matched up on Johnson. Contact, contact. Almost went for the flag. That's good defense.
I thought for a long time, Randy, that umpire ought to be on the offensive side of the ball. Offenses use him all the time as a pick man. He's in the way a lot of the time, and he can't make those calls because he's dodging players much of the time.
And Troy Aikman did not like what he saw and opts to call for time with 8:13 remaining in the 3rd.
There's the key right now, guys. I mean, Willie McGinnis in this defense, in this situation, 3rd and 10 on the 26-yard line. You're talking blitz and everything for pressure, but they've gotten most of the pressure without the blitz.
Willie McGinnis coming up with a sack in the first half, 1 of 3 on Troy Aikman. It is a 3rd and 10 at the 26 for the Cowboys. Patriots and Cowboys tied at 6. It's Emmett Smith. Smith right to the marker, stopped by Jerome Henderson. And short of the first down. So 4th and about a yard coming up.
The Patriots had a 3-man line, 3 defensive linemen. They hit it right up the middle, hoping to make enough yardage. But this marks now the 3rd time that the Cowboys have had to go for the field goal down in here. They came into this game almost even up when they got into the red zone, field goals and touchdowns, and now they're going for another one.
And a 35-yard attempt by Chris Bonio, who hit his first 2, looking for the lead. He is 3 for 3, and the Cowboys have a 9-6 advantage on the Patriots.
Earlier today on the NFL on NBC.
We're all here for one reason, and that's to win a world championship.
But it's been an up and down season.
Consistency's been as hard to come by as a Tickle Me Elmo doll for the Cowboys.
Tickle Me Elbow doll.
Yeah, you can't get those.
Yeah, we have the Tickle Me Ditka doll here in the studio.
The NFL on NBC next Sunday, noon Eastern.
Back in Dallas, Marv Albert, Sam Wyche, and our new best friend, Randy Cross. A 9-6 lead for the Cowboys over the Patriots, 7:26 remaining in this 3rd quarter. Bonio with the kickoff. Megan and Brown are back. And again, it is Megan. Across the 20. And taken down as he hits the 27-yard line. Wendell Davis made the stop. To get the idea that Emmett Smith very unhappy about not going for that 4th and 1 following this play.
Well, this is on 3rd and 10. They would line up Willie McGinnis on the nose. They run a little draw. It's 4th and 1. Let's take a little informal poll on the sideline, Sam. What do you think Emmett thinks?
Let's watch. Listen right here. I think he said go for it.
He said
Yeah.
go for it. That's 1 for go for it, and 1 for Barry Switzer said no, go for it.
Well, at least the end of the sentence was go for it. We know that.
And a penalty marker was thrown. Against New England on the kick return, so the ball is placed inside the 10-yard line. And this capacity crowd urging on the Dallas defensive unit. Curtis Martin with a very short pickup. Fred Strickland, Roderick Thomas combined to make the stop.
They're spreading him out a lot. The blitz is happening, trying to show the blitz.
Well, San Francisco in front of Pittsburgh 22-0 in the 3rd quarter, and that is very good news for the Patriots, who coming into today had a magic number of 2. Any combination of 2 Patriot wins or Steeler losses would give the home field for the divisional game to New England, which would mean a 1st-round bye. But the Patriots are trailing by 3. So pass picked off on the deflection. Darren Woodson inside the 5. Through the hands of Ben Coates and intercepted by Woodson, his 4th interception of the season.
Yeah, Sam, we talked about they haven't gone to Coates much. Watch here, it's a little high to Coates, just right through the fingertips. That's the ball that should have been caught.
Well, it's the 3rd time they've gone to him off his fingertips, twice in the end zone in the 1st half.
2nd time Bledsoe has been picked off, 12 on the season. The Cowboys 1st and goal down at the 4. Irvin is split wide to the right. Emmett Smith.
Randy, right now is when you find out if they really believe they're not going to be intimidated. This is what you call adversity during the ball game right here, and on the road having to handle it.
And this is exactly why. You know, you're in this situation with your defense. Your all-pro tight end should have had that one. Woodson gets this interception, and, you know, absolutely right here. You know, we had questions about the defense. They've played well so far for New England. Talk about a challenge.
2nd and goal at the 3. his way, and he's hit back for a loss.
This one can work as well for New England if they hold it here on third down as anything, because this defense has gone out there and made a statement.
Yeah, watch what happens here too, Sam. We've been talking about the cutback, and there's a big gap on the backside, the left side of the New England defense. There's nowhere to go. Everybody onside stuffs it. There's nowhere to cut back.
Bill Parcells likes that. I can tell you from the sideline, when you watch that unfold, as long as that runner's still standing up, you're not sure. But when he's polished off like that, big time.
Third and goal at the 6. 5 minutes left in the third. Aikman throwing. So the New England Patriots delighted to hold off the Dallas Cowboys, which means another field goal attempt for Chris Bonio.
Oh, that's a win for Bill Parcells' team. He might give up a field goal, but he knows right there that is huge.
You know, coming off the fact that Dallas didn't try for the first down a moment ago, went for the field goal, and now, after the interception, couldn't get in the end zone again.
This is a 24-yard attempt, and the flags come flying.
The motion on Chad Henning lined up at that left tight end.
Number 95, 5 yards. It's still fourth down.
Well, what a difference too, Sam, when you're game planning and you're calling plays from the offensive standpoint. The difference between, you know, if they kick this going down 12-6 instead of being down 16-6.
And now a 29-yard attempt. Bonio has the stats of an hourglass model. He's hit from 36, 23, and 35.
I don't understand that.
Whoa. So a 29-yard field goal by Bonio. And it's Dallas 12, New England 6. Well, 4 field goals by Chris Bonio. 26 straight for Bonio. And the Cowboys with a 12-6 lead on the Patriots. Haggett on the kick return. Reaching out close to the 30-yard line. Went for 18 on the play. Wendell Davis again involved on that stop.
18-yard kickoff return, first and 10 New England from that.
We saw Emmitt Smith a moment ago, a little upset, not going for it on fourth down. This time it's Michael Irving on the sideline, showing a lot of emotion and leadership at the same time. Now, this is part of it, is you've got to have guys on that sideline that want to win bad enough to go over and talk to somebody about it.
How about the other side of the field? I mean, they've got to be jumping up and down, high-fiving on the defensive side after holding Dallas there.
Patriots start from their 29-yard line. Bledsoe is 10 of 22, 89 yards, but intercepted twice. Now Bledsoe on a timing pattern intended for Sean Jefferson, covered by the left corner, Kevin Smith.
We expected to see more of that. Taking the ball down the field, challenging their wide receiver, the defensive backs with the speed of the wide receivers of the Patriots. And you can see Bill Parcells thought that one would work.
Well, you know, and his receivers have more legs than Bledsoe's got arms, so it's not an issue of how far Bledsoe can throw this thing, but with that kind of coverage, you're better off going inside, trying to find Coates.
Jefferson with the speed had a couple of drops last week in the end zone against the Jets. His first 2 this season, a draw play. Curtis Martin out to the 35-yard line, so they're 4 yards short of the first down. Darren Woodson on the stop. Right here, let's check in with John Dockery. John?
Marv, interesting point. If you look at Ben Coates coming off the field now, you see he's not wearing gloves. When that ball went off his fingertips that was intercepted by the Cowboys, he was wearing gloves, and it was the moisture on the gloves that didn't allow him to get a grip on the ball. Back to you, Marv.
All right, thanks, John. Ben Coates does not have a catch to this point. Third down and 4. Terry Glenn bumped out by Roger Hopper and picked up the first down for Glenn, the sensational rookie out of Ohio State. That's his 3rd catch of the day.
They are blitzing almost every play, Sam, and it's good protection by that whole unit on offense.
Well, the blitz is forcing the ball to be thrown quick. They're not getting to the quarterback a lot for the sack, but they're forcing him to get rid of the ball quick. The Patriots have game planned well, adjusted well. They're throwing the ball quick.
First and 10 at the 43. Martin. And Curtis Martin run out into midfield by Darren Woodson.
Case out of bounds by Darren Woodson.
3:38 remaining in this third quarter, and the Cowboys with a 12-6 lead. They've had to settle for the field goal, having their difficulties in the red zone this afternoon.
That just tells me that New England defense has done one heck of a job. I mean, look at this. Coming into the game, we talked about it, where they have been and where they are. And where they are is 0 for 4 in the red zone.
Second down and 4. Martin short of the first down. Stopped by Tony Casillas, Roderick Thomas. The New England Patriots, with a record of 10-4, they have won 7 of their last 8, 10 of the last 12. They won 4 straight on the road. They've turned it since the thumping by Denver. They were blown out by the Broncos, 34-8. Followed that up by wins over the Colts. A 45-7 clobbering of San Diego, and the victory last week over the Jets. 3rd and a yard. Bledsoe going incomplete. Coates was in the area and not close.
And again, the blitz. They threatened it. He knew it was coming. As he dropped back, protection finally gave way, and he had to throw it away.
You know, both these quarterbacks are pocket guys, and pocket guys don't like to be moved out like that. And, you know, remember in the Denver game, Bill Parcells went for it against Denver. Critical situation about midfield. Looks like he's doing it again.
Well, on 4th down, he has gone for it 28 times, easily the most in the NFL. It is a 4th and 1 at the 48, and a timeout called by the Patriots. 2:29 left in the third. The Cowboys have a 6-point lead.
Part of the reason they can do this, Bill Parcells knows his defense is playing well enough to stop him if it doesn't work.
But remember, Sam Gastam, that great lead blocking fullback, you don't have him.
Out for the season, replaced by Keith Byers. It's a 4th down and 1. And Bledsoe's pass dropped. Coates could not hang on. Well covered by the free safety, George Teague.
Pressure on the passer, and they probably knew what Randy just said. They're going to throw the ball, not run it, because they don't have that good lead blocker. Bill Parcells knows that that was a gamble. There's no question. There's no recovery down when you try one like this. George Teague makes a good play right there. Almost had that one more step. Touchdown down the sideline.
Yes, Teague got a piece of it.
Well, 2 things really told him when Bill Parcells' offense came out. 1 without Gash, who's injured, and 2 in that formation. It's 4th and 1, and you're a little spread out. That doesn't tell anybody with a single back that you're going to run it up the middle.
All right, Dallas taking over on down. Sherman Williams in the backfield. Aikman completes to Irvin. 21-yard pass play. Michael Irvin with his 6th catch of the day.
The Patriots did not come with a blitz that time. They stayed in their normal coverage. You see the linebackers are in coverage straight down the field, but nobody underneath the throw. The person that takes away that throw is the linebacker.
You know, also what that does too, you know, Sam, is when you drive and drive and drive, that cornerback can tend to start sitting. And if you start sitting, you're asking for a post inside.
Cowboys first down at the Patriot 32-yard line. And Aikman, Irvin not able to hold on.
I believe that was a post inside there.
Yes, so Swami.
All right, Randy, you describe it. You called it in.
Well, I had the playlist right here in front of me, but, you know, you got a receiver like Irvin, you have to respect what he's been doing. Look at that, inside, outside, bap, get inside of Ty Law. The ball's there, but a nice defensive effort by Ty Law. And Aikman knew he had it, but Ty Law took it away.
2nd and 10. Sherman Williams playing for Emmitt Smith. He and Darrell Johnston are the running backs. And this is Williams. Broke a tackle, broke another. And here's it from the crowd. Ted Johnson finally wrote him out.
Smith down inside the 25-yard line.
So Troy Aikman has passed by Roger Staubach. That's a new Cowboy franchise record. 22,709 passing yards. This is 8th season at UCLA. Troy Aikman, one of the most accurate passers in the history of the NFL. A 3rd down and 2. Herschel Walker peeling off to the right. And the pass caught by Irvin. What a day for Michael Irvin. Tackled by Ty Law, but he's picked up the 1st down.
And we won't know until we look at the film on Monday who he was throwing to, because there were 2 receivers in the area. Michael Irvin, though, comes up with a big play on that one, breaking away from Ty Law. Ty Law has been locked on him all day long, pushes off a little bit there. Actually, Ty Law is still all over, and that's just great execution.
That's all will. He's a will player. He wants to do it. He wants the ball. He's done this all year.
1st down at the 16. Williams with the big hole gets inside the 10. Tackled by Malloy.
Sherman Williams is actually quicker and faster than Emmett, but not the same ball.
And the best way to make up for that change at running back with Emmitt Smith not in the ball game is that offensive line takes control. And boy, on that play, they took control of the line of scrimmage. And you make a big enough hole, that quickness will run to your effect.
This 3rd quarter winding down. When we start the 4th, Dallas on the move. 2nd and 2 down at the 8-yard line. It's the Cowboys 12, the Patriots 6. We'll be back after these words from your local station. Well, you see the stat line inside the 20 for the Dallas Cowboys. 43%. That's so-so. Middle of the pack. 2nd down and 2 at the 8-yard line as this 4th quarter gets underway. Williams. Well, to put the head down, try to ram through. We'll have to see where they mark it. It looks like he's short of the 1st down.
He's going to be a foot or 2 short. He was trying to sort of do an Emmett and stretch it and then blast into a hole he saw. And the hole was there when he was 5 yards away, but it wasn't there by the time he got to it.
Patriots blitzing, very aggressive on defense again. Willie Clay was coming hard, but he was coming from the wrong side.
Pad levels and penetration here. How often do you mention that to your offensive and defensive players in the red zone and short yardage, Sam?
Apparently not enough.
All right, 3rd and short. Aikman with the time, and it is intercepted in the end zone. Ty Law comes up with his 2nd interception of the game. The pass intended for Johnny Mitchell, the 1st time that Aikman has looked in the direction of Johnny Mitchell, who is a recent acquisition. One time New York Jet had a shot with Miami. That was intended for Mitchell. What a play by Ty Law. So the Patriots will get it back at the 20. Opening minute of the 4th quarter, the Cowboys with a 12-6 lead on the Patriots. And Bledsoe able to complete to Glenn, covered by Woodson. This a moment ago, Ty Law with his 2nd interception of the game.
Ty Law is just sloughing off of his coverage back as his own coverage, sloughs back underneath it.
Just not worried about the tight end. I mean, they're able to slough back because it's no Novacek. They're not worried about the tight end as a receiver, and that's 5 trips now in the red zone, 4 field goals. Who's that? Look at Bill. He says, I knew it all the time when I went for it on 4th down. You could do it, guys.
Right, perfect setup to get the ball back at the 20-yard line. And a diving catch is made. Terry Glenn with the catch, but well, apparently he was inbounds. They spotted at the 31-yard line, and it's a 1st down. Nice play by Glenn.
Kevin Smith has the coverage. They set him in motion all day long, but he's usually going all the way across the ball. This time he comes in for a few steps. Enough of possession, very close, but enough.
5th catch of the day by Glenn. 1st down for New England, and that's off the mark. A whip pass by Bledsoe intended for the running back, Curtis Martin, covered by Darren Smith. It brings up a 2nd and 10.
Randall Godfrey blitzed it again the last time. Both defenses stay aggressive.
13 and a half remaining. In the 4th quarter, it has been a defensive duel. Troy Aikman picked off twice. Drew Bledsoe intercepted twice. Dallas comes in number 1 in total defense. Off the play fake. Intended for Keith Byers. Well, Christmas Day, join NBC Sports for an NBA doubleheader, starting with NBA Showtime in prime time at 5:30 Eastern. And then Shaquille O'Neal and the Los Angeles Lakers will be in Phoenix, going up against Kevin Johnson and the Suns, who have turned it somewhat after the slow start. In Game 2, Grant Hill and the Detroit Pistons will be in the Windy City, going up against Michael Jordan and the defending world champion Chicago Bulls. A holiday NBA doubleheader Christmas Day right here on NBC. A 3rd down and 10, and that almost intercepted by a leaping George Teague.
Oh, he had one in his hands last week against the Cardinals. It would have been huge for the Cowboys, and another one. I think he was distracted by the receiver possibly, but he should have had that. That was thrown just about numbers high.
Dallas actually changed their tactics that time. Instead of blitzing, be aggressive. Only 3 rushers, 8 men back in coverage.
So this is Tom Tupa punting for the 3rd time. Kelvin Martin is back. Martin across the 40-yard line. Some nifty footwork. 34-yard punt, 7-yard return, and a flag is down.
Returns the ball out to the 42-yard line. Physical markers on the play. 35 yards on the punt.
In a game of field position, Sam, this is huge which way this goes. It could be great field position for Dallas.
Special teams is a big factor, and there are a lot of penalties on special teams that affect that field position.
Illegal block from behind. Number 35 of the receiving team during the run back. 10 yards, 1st down.
Well, that's the rookie from Oklahoma, Wendell Davis, called on the penalty. We'll take a break. Back in a moment. 13 minutes, 11 seconds remaining in the 4th quarter. And the Cowboys start out at their 30-yard line. It's Dallas 12 and New England 6. First time that they have met since 1987. Aikman at the time. Emmitt Smith back on the field is dropped at the 32 by Todd Collins. Emmitt Smith sat out the previous series. Sherman Williams did a good job. Pick up a 4. It'll be a 2nd down and 6. Well, the 49ers with the lead over the Steelers, which is very good news for the New England Patriots. Magic number for New England is 2. Any combination of Patriot wins or Steeler losses adding up to 2 would mean home field for the divisional and a 1st round bye. That, of course, can continue into next week. Penalty marker is down. The pass intended for Michael Irvin, covered by Ty Law.
I think you get Ty Law and a little grab there on Michael Irvin as he was breaking out of his break.
Just trying to be aggressive. If you remember, just a few plays ago, Michael Irvin was pushing off on Ty Law. He was trying to stay a little tighter this time and got called for it.
Pass interference. Number 24 of the defense. 1st down.
And we talked about it a while ago. You know, Sam, it's a deal here where as many big plays and as well as the defense has played, you get the feeling they almost have to be the ones to make the difference and make the big play to turn this around, because the offense is really getting stymied by Dallas' defense.
Well, they are, and I just think they got robbed on a penalty right there, too. That was Michael Irvin grabbing Ty Law.
How many Pro Bowls Ty Law been to?
Two different.
And a 1st down play. Smith stopped in his tracks by Ferrick Collins.
Let's look at it one more time, because I think Michael Irvin now, Ty Law has every right to sit down anywhere he wants to back here. And he reaches out first, but I don't think he's got the last grab. Yo! No. He's trying to look at him drop his hands down there. I didn't have the grip on that one, but, you know, the official was behind all of that and didn't see who did get the first and last grab.
And this is at Texas Stadium.
That too.
That's got a little to do with it.
2nd down and 9 at the 45. And Aikman's pass is broken up. Otis Smith reaching around Kevin Williams to get a piece of it.
And Kevin Williams doing some serious lobbying. He goes, hey, wait a minute. Yeah, you gave Michael Irvin that last call. How about me?
It's still Texas Stadium, after all.
Well, it's the same question. How many Pro Bowls Kevin Williams been to?
Oh, you're right, but Otis Smith does reach out there with his hand to try to prevent him from coming inside. I don't think he fouled him on the knockdown. He fouled him just ahead of that.
Aikman is now 14 of 25, 155 yards. He's been intercepted twice. 3rd and 9. 11:45 remaining, 4th quarter. Smith on the reception, but well short on the first down, but a flag tossed again. Teddy Bruschi with the reps on Smith.
Holding number 79 of the offense. That penalty is declined.
So the holding call on the right tackle, Eric Williams, is declined.
Can we call this a yank? There's Willie McGinnis, the matchup of the little guy and the big guy. Watch the little guy pile drive into Williams, break for the quarterback, yank.
See, if the umpire was standing here, he could see that very clearly.
Well, you know, I love an umpire behind me. Then he couldn't see me hold.
Yeah. I didn't think you ever held. You were revealing something.
Only when they call it.
All right, here's John Jett. And the fair catch by Dave Hackett, who had some problems with it. It's a 40-yard punt. New England gets it back with 4 minutes gone by in the 4th quarter. Well, for Bill Parcells, certainly an eventful week with all the speculation as to where he will be next season. Curtis Martin on the stop. A newspaper report in Boston speculated that Parcells might leave the Patriots when his contract is up after the season. Reported Parcells had talked with friends about the Jet situation. Bill, who once said the Patriot job would be his last, told the Boston radio station last Monday he reserves the right to change his mind, and that brought forth all kinds of speculation in New York regarding both the Jets and the Giants. A return to the Giants would be highly unlikely. And Bledsoe able to complete to Jefferson for a first down. Strickland and Teague combined to make the stop. It's good for 16. We talked about it with Bill last night, and he would not add anything, did not want to deal with it. This is what he faced throughout the week in Boston, although he did point out that he and Patriots owner Bob Kraft will sit down after the season to discuss all aspects of this. And due to the great success he's had, he has put himself, I would say, in an excellent position leverage-wise. Plus, guys, I get the feeling a return to broadcasting at this point is out of the mix. That was being talked about earlier in the year.
That's just because you were there, Mark.
Exactly. No question. But this is what took place in the New York media with the stories written about the possibility of the Giants and the Jets being interested. Now, earlier in the season, you recall, there was a question in his mind concerning continuing in coaching. His health had something to do with that, and the fact that he so thoroughly enjoyed this season has apparently molded his thoughts. And I get the idea he will remain in coaching, but the question is where.
Well, I think he's going to remain in coaching too, but I know that a coach that is in the run for the playoffs, chance to go to the Super Bowl, doesn't want any of this kind of conversation going on right now. That's why he's saying, I don't want to comment about anything, because whatever he says will be either misinterpreted or what he doesn't say will then be interpreted somewhat.
And at some point, the media is going to figure out, especially up in the Northeast, he knows how to play them like a fiddle. I mean, he really does. A lot of the stuff that Bill does for effect, and he gets the effect he usually wants.
Boy, I wonder how many people in the media business in the Northeast you just made happy.
You know, one thing, no matter where Bill Parcells is, he loves to play field position football, and right now his football team is being beaten in the second half at field position football.
Illustrates the point. It is a 1st and 10 at the 29-yard line. Martin works his way across the 35, just shy of a first down. Broderick Thomas made the tackle. We have just under 10 minutes left in the fourth quarter. It's the Cowboys 12, the Patriots 6.
At this point, it's been the Patriots defense versus the Cowboys, and the offense now in the fourth quarter has to come in here and try to win this football game for us.
Well, how often does that happen? You go into the game and you got two offenses, one struggling, one great. You go, man, it's an offensive battle, and you look up with, you know, about 10 minutes to go in a game, and it's 12-6.
Second and less than a yard. And Curtis Martin has the first down, covered up by Broderick Thomas.
You see, the game plan now has been, for a large part of this game, to spread out the Dallas Cowboys with wide receivers and backs and tight ends spreading out, not lining up in their traditional position, and then running the ball. They're pitching it outside, running it up the middle. Dion, as you can see right here, you can see that wrap around his back all the way around to try to give him support for this game.
Woodson's a pretty good safety, a Pro Bowl if he's not much of an equipment man.
First down at the 40-yard line. Off the delay, Bledsoe throwing off the back foot complete. Terry Glenn fielding that blue pass from Bledsoe. Kevin Smith on the coverage. It's a 30-yard pass play.
A very short list of quarterbacks with enough arm to have those sort of mechanics, you would say, Sam, to complete that pass.
Well, that is what you call a recovery throw right there. When I was playing with the Washington Redskins, Sonny Jurgensen used to practice throws off balance because it happens in the ball game sometimes, just like that. And if you got a guy like Terry Glenn on the other side, he can make the pass look good.
And wasn't it George Teague the other day saying he's so impressed with Bledsoe that he can do that throw downfield off the back foot? And Glenn on the reception, that's his 7th catch of the game.
He throws this with only 1 foot anywhere near the ground. He made a token fake, so he didn't see the blitz coming until the last minute, and he turns around and lets it fly.
Hey, it's a lot of faith in your guy, too, Sam. I mean, he knows Glenn's down there. Defender Woodson's got his back turned. He says, hey, my guy will come down with it.
Second and 6. Sideline pattern, but short of the first down. Glenn had no room to operate. He was met by Godfrey and Smith.
I think that was a miscue. Bledsoe was looking downfield. Terry Glenn made a quick out move, about a 7-yard out pattern. He was wide open for the entire time that Bledsoe had the ball, and he finally came to him as a last resort.
Well, this drive that started back at the 10-yard line. It is now a 3rd down and 3 at the Dallas 24.
Marv, normally you'd say in this situation with Coates on a roll, go to Coates, but he hasn't done anything today.
No receptions for Ben Coates. Off the roll, completed to Byers, but short of the first down. The ball may have come loose, but it's covered up. Darren Smith and Kevin Smith combined to make the stop, and so Bill Parcells is faced with a 4th and 2.
I don't think he even blinks. He goes for it on 4th down here. Trailing by 6 points. 4th quarter. 6.5 minutes to go, and he likes to go for it on 4th down anyway.
Yeah, awful lot of time though, Sam, though, left in this ball game. 6.5 minutes or so, and your defense is on a roll.
You may be right. He blinked, but he's still going for it.
4th down and 2. And Bledsoe's pass is broken up. Intended for Coates, who was covered aggressively by Hoffer.
Well, that's what you live with as a coach. You know, you make a tough decision. There are going to be a lot of people that would argue one way or the other, field goal or go for the first down. And you can see that the official is getting an earful because Bill thought there was interference.
Well, I tell you what, you came out in that same formation you did on 4th and 1 earlier. Look at that. You're sort of spread out to the right side of the screen. You're not thinking run on a short one. You're thinking pass. There's Coates. A little climbage on the back, I would say, but I don't know if that's enough contact and serious contact by Harper to warrant a flag.
Well, the side judge, Mike Bourgard, hearing it from Bill Parcells just a moment ago. The Cowboys take over. Emmitt Smith runs it out to the 30-yard line. Todd Collins on the stop. Here's the reaction of Parcells off that pass that was broken up.
Yeah, I don't think he was asking that official what his favorite color was.
Not there, but I'll tell you what his next reaction is he's saying to that defense, okay, guys, you've done it all day. It has never been more important than right now.
5.5 remaining in the fourth quarter. The Cowboys have a 2nd and 3 at the 30. They now have George Hegeman at left tackle for Mark Tuanay. Hegeman and Williams at the tackles, Newton and Allen at the guards. Donaldson is the center. Here's Smith. Stopped by Johnson, short of the first down.
You know, Sam, from the Dallas standpoint, guys, I mean, if you're Dallas here, you've got 4 Pro Bowl offensive linemen, and there's 5 minutes left in the game now. You get first downs, and you don't give the Patriots a chance to get the ball back. I mean, it speaks volumes that they haven't run the ball well this year. I'm surprised they got 4 Pro Bowl linemen, but if you got them, you better take advantage of it.
It is a 3rd and 1. We're told that Tuanay has ice on the knee, and he's on the sideline with Hegeman, the 3-year man from North Carolina State, at left tackle. Smith. He was stopped initially and then was able to move forward. The Cowboys feel they picked up the first down.
And Marv, they went right at that left side where Hegeman is. Can you believe that? I mean, I would go for the big guy. I mean, they got it in Emmett's second effort, though.
I think they can run it anywhere with that big offensive line anyway. And remember, the backside is as important, as we pointed out earlier, as that front side. But the short yardage, you usually take your shortest route over the biggest guys.
You know, we've both been around Bill Walsh. I mean, I think he always refers to this part of the game as the 4-minute offense.
Right.
You get 2 or 3 first downs, and you don't let them get a chance to get the ball back, and it's up to those 4 guys up front that go into the Pro Bowl.
So the Cowboys picked it up at the 34-yard line. Aikman to throw. Throwing deep. And it's broken up. Penalty marker down. Ty Law in the coverage of Michael Irvin, and it draws a flag.
Now, Michael Irvin is going to get called for this penalty. You can tell by his reaction. And if he doesn't get away from that referee, he could get called for bumping one of them.
The great receivers like Michael Irvin and Jerry Rice in this league get away with mugging on cornerbacks sometimes because of who they are, but he didn't get away with it then.
Interference. Number 88 of the offense. 10 yards. Repeat first down.
You know, when they call this play, they did it hoping that they could either complete a long pass or that this guy is going to commit a foul, and they get the results. But as he goes down, you see he reaches out first to knock down Ty Law's hand. As he's running, let's see what happens. Boy, that's a judgment call.
It's hard to tell from that angle, that right arm of Irvin's, what exactly he did pushing off on that sideline.
And for Dallas, their 8th penalty. It has cost them 67 yards. It sets it back to a 1st and 20 at the 24. 3:40 remaining in the fourth quarter. Emmitt Smith. Short pickup. Again, it's Ted Johnson on the stop.
We might be able to see the push off a little better right here. You can see his right arm pushing out and really got a little grip on that jersey, trying to get a little space for that ball to drop in there.
That wasn't a judgment call, Sam.
No.
That was
not after our 4th look at it.
Right. Bad judgment on Michael's part, but he just got caught. And it's a huge penalty because it takes Dallas out of that position of letting their line run the ball and taking control of the game. Now they got to throw.
2nd and 17. Both teams with 2 timeouts remaining. Aikman to the middle. It's dropped by Irvin.
A drop there is bad because you dropped the ball, you lost the yardage you would have gained, but it stopped the clock as well now. What they wanted to do, what they've been doing on this entire drive is Troy Aikman's done a good job of letting the 40-second clock get all the way down inside 5 seconds, using up as much time as he can in that 4-minute drill.
And you saw in that replay, too, Ty Law got away with a little hold and tug of himself there right at the end of the play, or beginning of the play, when Michael Irvin went into that break.
Just trying to even everything up.
3rd and 17. Back at the 27. We're just under 3 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter. Pass for Smith. Emmitt Smith running it out to the 38-yard line. By Anderson at Magruder. And a timeout taken with 2:43 left in the fourth. Dallas now has a 4th down and 6. It has been a battle of field goals. Excellent defense on both sides of the ball. 2 for Vinatieri, 4 for Bonio. 4th down and 6. And John Jett will punt to Dave Meggett with 2:43 remaining in the fourth quarter, and the Cowboys leading the Patriots 12-6. The winner of this game will clinch their division. And a good punt. Meggett has to go back for it. He's to the 15. And excellent coverage by the Cowboys. 54-yard punt, 8-yard return. And the New England Patriots will need some lightning quick offense to drive down the field as they start out at their 18-yard line with 2:33 remaining in the fourth quarter. Bledsoe's pass is caught by Troy Brown. That is his first reception of the day, covered by Darren Smith. Keep in mind, the Dallas Cowboys have not allowed a touchdown since back on Thanksgiving Day in that victory over the Washington Redskins.
If they don't allow one today, they'll win this because they have to score a touchdown to win. The field goal won't do it because on 4th down a moment ago, they didn't take your advice, Randy. They decided to go for the 4th down for the attempt to make the first down.
2nd and 1. Bledsoe intercepted by Darren Woodson. The pass intended for Terry Glenn, and Drew Bledsoe, who had been picked off only 10 times this season coming in, was just intercepted for the 3rd time today.
And you know, with 1 timeout remaining, they get the stoppage of the clock at the 2-minute warning. They may get the ball again if Dallas does not make a first down, but they won't have it, but maybe time for 1 or 2 more plays.
It was a slip. A slip set that up. Terry Glenn, 88, falls down, and Woodson is the only guy standing there for Bledsoe to hit. That was not a bad pass. That was just the fact the receiver went down. It was timing, and the defender was there.
2nd interception of the day for Woodson, 3rd the last 2 games. Emmett Smith getting the call. And there he is, Darren Woodson, who is headed to the Pro Bowl as a starter for the 3rd straight season. And you can read it on the face of Bill Parcells as he watched Drew Bledsoe get picked off.
And there's nothing you can do as the coach on the sideline. You're making the calls. You've got your team trained. They're ready. You know they want to win. And when the play's underway, all you can do is watch and hope that all that training pays off.
And the Patriots using their final timeout with 2:11 remaining in this fourth quarter. Well, coming up next on most of these NBC stations, game 2 of our NFL doubleheader. Most of you will see an AFC West matchup, the Denver Broncos and the Oakland Raiders. Others will see the Chiefs host the Colts or the Bengals face the Oilers. That's coming up next right here on NBC. So the Dallas Cowboys looking to hold on with 2:13 remaining, and if they can beat the New England Patriots, they will clinch their 5th straight NFC East title. And what a turnaround it's been after the way this club started the season, losing 3 of their first 4 games. 2nd down and 8. And here's Smith.
You know, we described this game as a challenge to both sides. Dallas has met the challenge in previous contests like this. It looks like they're going to do it again today.
Well, and really, Barry Switzer's crew did it with the running game and the #1 defense in the NFL.
2-minute warning provided. We'll be right back. Well, Dallas Cowboys owner Jerry Jones just made his way to the sideline. Supposedly, the reign of the Cowboys was over. Beginning the season at 1-3, injuries taking place, suspensions hitting the club. Kevin Williams on an end around with the clock running, 1:50 to go. And he picked up picked up the first down.
Watch Larry Allen. 73. Stumbles, falls, gets up, gets another one. I'll say one thing. Those linemen run good for Dallas. They might be jiggling in every direction possible because they're a little bit, a tad non-spelt.
Non-spelt.
Fat.
Let me just tell you something. Only a lineman can talk about another lineman like that.
You can't, if you can see your shoes, you can't play line for Dallas.
Well, I'll tell you what, that was a huge first down for them because had they not made that first down, the Patriots were going to have some time left to try to get back in it.
And New England has used all its timeouts. Well, Pittsburgh losing to San Francisco, that'll cut the magic number down to 1, but the Patriots will have to wait until next week. They finish up next Saturday against the Giants at Giant Stadium. Well, Barry Switzer, as he was telling us the other day, can use next week as a bye, and he can rest people. Next Sunday, the Cowboys finish the regular season at Washington, beat the Redskins on Thanksgiving Day. We're down to 35 seconds.
Marv, a Cowboy-Redskins game is a bye. I like the sound of that.
And the crowd reacts as time has run out on Drew Bledsoe and the New England Patriots. All the scoring from the kickers, the Cowboys over the Patriots, 12-6. Emmitt Smith, 27 carries, 86 yards. Troy Aikman finished 16 of 28, 161 yards, 2 interceptions. So Dallas 12, New England 6. The Patriots go to 10-5, and the Cowboys 10 up and 5 down. For Sam Wyche and Randy Cross and John Dockery, Marv Albert saying so long from Dallas.